All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So today we're going to be looking at the Doogee V30T. And when you see this device, you're going to say, whoa, that looks familiar. I think I've seen that before. You would actually be right. This is pretty much just another version of the 30. And I have the 30 right here next to me, and I'll show that to you. But it's kind of strange that they're bringing out this device. It's extremely similar. I mean, like really similar when you see the design. Get it open here. You can see here it says Doogee. Get open. You'll be able to tell the difference, not just because of the colors, but you'll be able to tell the difference here at the back of them once I get this one set down for you here. All right, now that device right there is the 30T. Now the contents of this box, just like the 30. This is a 66 watt fast charger. It's got a 10,800 milliamp hour battery, just like the 30. This is obviously a different color, but in the same light, it's the same phone. And I'm going to show you here in just a second here. I was going to show you the design here. Get right into it. These are ultimately the same devices, just different designs from what I could tell. I mean, literally, these are the same. You really would not know that these were different devices just by holding them. And I asked the same question you asked, like, what's the difference? Like, why make this? It's a different design, man. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. Literally, this one can go up to 20 gigs of RAM, and this one goes up to 15 gigs of RAM. But still, they're both dual band GPS. They both have the 66 watt fast charging. They both have 10,800 milliamp hour batteries. They have, like, everything's the same. 120 hertz display. It's literally just a catchy design. I mean, it's all the same. You know, you got 256 gigs of storage over here, but you got that 108 megapixel camera as well. This is the same device, folks. It is pretty impressive that they're deciding to bring out ultimately the same phone and give it like different color options. I don't know if there's anything different. I looked over all the specs and I really can't see anything different from these devices. This doesn't really require this big fancy review because, I mean, I'm looking at the specs too. Oh, here's the one big difference that I've found. I knew it was something different and I couldn't really figure it out by just looking at it, and you won't be able to either. But this one has the Dimensity 1080 and this one has the Dimensity 900. They're still 5G. They're both still 6nm chips. This one just has a higher tier processor. That's ultimately it. This one looks really good too. This one has a smooth design. This one has a texture back on it with a different rugged style. But these are ultimately rugged devices, man. They are rugged devices and they flow hand in hand. I got to put this one on the charger. It actually died on me. Right when I'm trying to do the video, it decided to die on me. So I'll try to get a little juice on it and power it up. But I'm telling you, folks, it is the same phone. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's see if this one has some juice. Yeah, this one's got a little juice. I remember last time I pulled the screen protector off instead of this tab here. So yeah, Doogee is deciding to bring out the device again in just like a different design with a different processor. That's the only thing. I do like the camera. I like this gold color, to be honest. I like the smooth texture on it. But folks, this is going to be the same device. I'll set it up online here. Let's get a Wi-Fi thing going real quick. Let's get it going. Don't ever let these phones die, man. You're gonna need that fast charger. You're gonna need it to get it boosted back up. I'm gonna let this cycle through a little bit, then I'll come back. Kind of just going through the motions here. Again, there's just a couple of differences, man. You've got 12 gigs of RAM standard on here, and you get the Dimensity 1080, and then on the 30, you get the Dimensity 900 with 8 gigs of RAM standard. So, yeah, this is it, man. This is the device itself. Again, looks exactly like the other version. It literally does, man. And that's not a bad thing. Just a lot of people, I think, will be shocked, like, whoa, you know, why is it that they kind of brought the same device out, you know? Yeah, a lot of us are. We're all shocked. You got the side button right there. Oops. Oh, it turned on. Oh, I must have hit child mode. Yeah, I had to. So you've got, in the settings, it's exactly the same. Running Android 12. The high resolution display. Let me go into display and see if I can go ahead and bump that up to 120 if it's not already on there. Go to advanced. Ooh, LED. Yep, got all those good. Display. Yeah, that's good. Font size. Refresh rate. Here we go. My bad. 120. You can get 120 hertz display on a lot of. You can definitely, looking at this phone right here, I can tell that it's flowing a little faster. Sight key functionality. Long press. I was going to turn on flashlight right there. So you long press on this button right here, and you get your flashlight. This is a beautiful setup. I mean, same nice phone that we know. There's a market for these devices. There's a huge market for these devices, whether people believe it or not. There is a market for these devices. Or else these companies could not stay in business, man. I mean, even if the market is not the US predominantly, it's still a market for it. You know, it has the fingerprint reader in the side there. Let's go here. Let me go ahead and go into the home screen settings and turn on the default, which is this, swiping up like that. So used to that. And then let's go into security. Let's check and see if there's any updates. Sometimes there's updates right out of the box. A lot of times I'll get a device and it'll not be up to date, and it'll go ahead and update it. But let's go ahead and go into the fingerprint reader. As you can see here, face and finger, just like before, man. Just like before. It's the exact same device, just a few more tweaks and just a few more things. So we'll go ahead and do fingerprint. I'll just do this one right here to start. Sometimes I speed these up, but not this time. This is a pretty accurate fingerprint reader too. Once you get it set up, it's really accurate. And that's the only thing about setting up these fingerprint readers. Sometimes it'll fail if it just can't read your fingerprint. And this is way more clicks, and I guess that could be considered a good thing, but you can see it definitely works. So basic stock Android device from them. Not a lot of bloatware on here at all. Let me see what if I consider bloatware. I don't see Facebook, so that's definitely bloatware for me. A lot of people, that's not bloatware, but for me it is. This is the same phone, folks. This is the same body, a few different internals, more RAM and a more powerful processor. So if you want more RAM and you haven't purchased the other generation of this device, yeah, if you haven't gotten the 30. You might want to consider the 30T because you get the better processor, I guess. If you want to call it the better processor, you get the better processor. And before I get out of here, I'm just going to show you these cameras here and everything. Let me go to. You can switch it to 108 megapixel right there. Let me grab something here. There we go. Kind of a fast shutter. Not the sharpest photo, but I'm sure I could do better. But hey, it is what it is. Let's go to video. And a lot of people are getting these devices. I don't know that they're getting them solely for video. As you can see there, we do record in 4K. Yeah, I mean, everything's looking good, man. I'm pretty impressed. I was impressed with the 30, so I know that I would be impressed with this one. So just the first impressions and first look, I guess I should say, to show you that those few upgrades that they've done will probably make this phone better for a lot of people. So if you don't have the 30, I suggest you just jump straight to this 30T. Because those upgrades are so small. I mean, they're big but small. More RAM, and I guess you would say a better processor. The 1080 versus the 900. And also more storage. You can do up to 2 terabytes on this one. And let me show you here. Let's go into storage. This one, so you got 256 gig there. And you've got 256 gig on the other one, but you can do up to 2 terabytes on this one. I believe you can do 2 terabytes on the other one. But nonetheless, man, this is an interesting move by Doogee. They frequently have some design things I question sometimes, but I guess this is where they are right now. This does have IP68, IP69K, military standard 810H, Gorilla Glass 5, Wi-Fi 6, 120 hertz display, and that's a 6.58 display, so basically a 6.6 inch display. Again, that 120 hertz is crazy at this price point. I mean, and then more importantly, you're getting this ginormous battery, and you'll know these phones are not made for people who are going to want the thinnest phone in their pocket. This is for somebody who's going to be a little tough on their phones, and you know, if they drop it, they don't care. If it gets wet, they don't care. It has all the IP ratings you need. It definitely doesn't need a case. The cameras, you know, kind of align in par with the 30 and some other Doogee phones, but definitely doable for most people. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is the 30T. One other thing. I love the marble color one that they have. Hit the link in the description. You'll see what I'm talking about. Take care.